Live with those pictures. Behind Aishwarya, in the distance right behind her, is Delhi's beautiful Akhshardham temple. It's on the banks of the Yamuna River. It is between, it's on the edge of Delhi in the eastern part of the national capital. For our viewers who are joining us who don't know, the Akshardham temple is a fairly new temple, but it's a vast a property where many world leaders visit, because it's also a place that's not only on the edge of Delhi, between Delhi and Uttar Pradesh, but also one that is relatively new. The architecture is new, and it's a favorite of world leaders whenever they visit the national capital. If they get a chance, they do go to the Akshardham temple. So we're waiting to see how this works out. The Delhi police have had their work completely cut out. Remember, Delhi itself has been in a mini sort of lockdown in some areas, owing to the huge scale of preparations and the sheer number of world leaders who've all descended at the same time for the G20 Summit. India has never hosted anything of this scale before, so no chances being taken in terms of security, the layers of preparations that go into this kind of thing. So Aishwarya and I would like to extend our salute and thanks to all security personnel who've been out there. You can see them standing there in their raincoats. They're doing their job, of course, but this is a difficult job, and I don't think any of them, have ever had the responsibility so far of taking care of the security of so many world leaders in one small place at the same time. So this is just a shout out to all of them for doing an amazing job, making India proud, making Delhi proud. It's a city and a country that it gets a raw deal sometimes when it comes to events of this kind. But I think the G20 so far has gone really well. And the Akshardham temple is now where the British Prime Minister and his wife are in. Some more pictures of Akshata Murty, as you can see on your screen here, with Chef Anahity Dhondy, with other chefs as well. She made it a point to meet with many of them yesterday. There were some photo ops. So all of those on your screen, you'll miss nothing here, of course, on India Today. That's the cavalcade of Rishi Sunak pulling into the Akshardham temple just a short while ago. Aishwarya, the day, unlike yesterday, today, the second day of the G20 is not going to be an all-day affair. It's not going to end in the night. I think by early afternoon, everything wraps up. The final act at the G21 will be the adoption of the Delhi Declaration, and then everything will be over. The leaders will leave after that.
Well, most of them will, Shiv, and we did see how it was extremely surprising, because what everyone was expecting was that the press conference that took place yesterday was actually supposed to take place today. So everyone was pretty surprised. But yes, it also showed years, for the past many years, this is something that was being worked upon. And over the past 1 year, Shiv, let me tell you, I know for a fact that our Finance Minister, Nirmala Sitharaman, the finance, people were making sure that they all, have one future together. So, all the things that they have agreed upon are years of hard work and hours of making sure that there was a lot of back and forth, and that's when the document was actually, from what we know, all the points were being talked about. So all those things in the making now, obviously, but today will be a light day. But from what we understand, everything, will be closing in by about 2 p.m. That's what we understand at the moment. So clearly a hectic day, but yes, not as hectic as it was yesterday. Shiv.
Okay, so it's going to be a slightly more laid-back day, but that's completely understandable also, Aishwarya, because yesterday was such a high-octane day full of big announcements where the Prime Minister of India set the agenda right off the bat. From the opening moments of the G20 Summit yesterday, the African Union was admitted, the Global Biofuels Alliance, the big infrastructure corridor between India, the Middle East and Europe was announced, the incredible consensus on the Ukraine war, the complete consensus on the Delhi Declaration. I'm wondering if there's anything left. Yesterday was about the substance. Today appears to be about the spirit, Aishwarya.
Well, we have all seen over the past many years, Shiv, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has a personal, extremely personal and a very good rapport with almost all the leaders globally. And that was also reflected in the fact, the embrace. Everyone remembers how Prime Minister Narendra Modi embraced Rishi Sunak. So all these things speak volume about the kind of relationship that India now and Prime Minister Narendra Modi shares with the world leaders. So all those things are at display. Now, on one side, when India speaks about the history that our country has, on the other side, France, in fact, is now making sure that they have India's tech. So these things are being balanced now by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, by the top officials of the government. So those are the things that we saw over the past many months. All the summits, 60 cities, Shiv, is where all these summits took place. So it shows the kind of hard work that has gone behind G20. And one of the things which, most of the leaders are now speaking about is the fact that India definitely has left a legacy when we speak about when we speak about this, when we speak about all the points. So all those things are being taken care of. On one side, showcasing the world what India has to offer, and also telling the world that when we talk about tech, India definitely has arrived. This is India's Techade, is what Prime Minister had spoken about a couple of years back, and it is now making sure, the kind of response that we are getting when players like France are now saying that they want India's tech clearly shows, the stride that India has made over the past many years.
Okay, Aishwarya, I'm going to thank you for the moment. Aishwarya is outside the Akhshardham temple, but she's going to be moving very quickly to the Rajghat, so our viewers miss absolutely nothing once the dignitaries begin to arrive. A little after 8 o'clock is when they will begin to arrive. I assure you, we've got our eye on the Akshardham temple, so you'll miss nothing there.